We will now be taking a look at the courtyard. The courtyard is the largest outdoor section in all of Mount Massive Asylum, and it serves as a separation between the administration block, the male ward, the prison block, and the female ward. And it is only seen in the courtyard chapter in Outlast, but you can actually catch a glimpse of it at the very end of the prison chapter in Outlast Whistleblower, but you only ever walk through this area in Outlast. And yeah, so there's really not a whole lot to really say about the courtyard. It is one of the outdoor spaces, so there's a little bit less going on that's really of interest. So yeah, like I said, it is the largest outdoor section in the entire complex itself. It's a lot bigger than the recreation area and the drawing ground, two other of the outdoor spaces. And it's also kind of divided into two sections here with this separation from the hallway that connects the prison block to the administration block here. And yeah, so we'll start with kind of the main area here. We'll start at the left-hand side and work our way left-hand side from the male ward to the right-hand side towards the female ward. And so yeah, right here is this is the male ward right here. So yeah, we've already gone through this. So this is on the left-hand side here. And so yeah, here's the entrance, this main entrance that we've seen earlier. So you got steps there, and you got a little bit of a pathway here. So you got these stone paved walkways here, and eventually you kind of have this main area here. It's this kind of circular shaped pathway that kind of goes around this fountain here. So this is one of 5 fountains in the entire asylum. So here's another one of them. And then you got a few different pathways. One of them leads towards one of the maintenance sheds here. This is kind of the main maintenance shed here. You'll see that it's made out of brick, so it doesn't use sandstone. It actually does use brick here, and just basic roof shingles here. So it's pretty simple as well. It's just basically a rectangular structure with a little smaller area off of it. That's basically just an entrance. So there's really not a whole lot to really see here. It's just basically just a typical maintenance shed here. So it's got a couple of different rooms here. You got another room here, and then this area has a few of these large gates here, and this actually just leads back out to the courtyard. And this one right here on the left-hand side goes to this kind of closed off courtyard area that's against the male ward and the administration block, and also the hallway that connects the male ward to the administration block. So it's just this little area that's just right behind it. So you got a ladder that goes up to the roof of the main maintenance shed. Not really a whole lot to really see here. So the roof here kind of a little bit different at the ends. So you kind of see it's a little bit odd here. So you got windows here. So 2 different types of windows. And then you got brick interior with just concrete flooring here. So yeah, more windows, and then there's just this area at the end. Just another little room, and this is right on the other side of the office of one of the offices of the male ward here. You can also see that the ceiling is also really tall in the main portion of the shed. So yeah, that's basically the main maintenance shed, and there's also another kind of smaller one here. Again, it's very basic. There's really no interior to this. So it's a little ladder for roof access, a little bit of a scaffolding there. And this is right behind what we saw in the administration block. This is right behind A112. So if you want to know where this is. So there's a single door here, some windows, and this is made out of sandstone. So this is not brick like this one. This actually is sandstone. And it's behind this, it's in its own like little area here. You can see that there's this chain link fence that goes around this area, starting from the corner of the the main maintenance shed, and it kind of goes to one of the corners of the admin block here. So just a single door. That's very much it. And you can also see on the back end here, behind the administration block, some of the windows have these like decorative pieces, this little like kind of like covering here with little arches to support it. So some of the windows here, like this window here, for A114 for example, has these, but only on that one side. And then also the two windows over here in this corner. And so yeah, going back to kind of the little pathways here, there's another one that goes towards another little maintenance shed, but this one is very yeah, it's just made out of just wood pretty much, so it's not made out of masonry. It's just very simple and very small, a little maintenance shed here. So it's got space for tools here, got a little workbench, some areas to hang stuff up on. So yeah, it doesn't even have windows, it just has openings. There's no glass in them or anything, and just a single little light fixture. And it also does have the key for the maintenance shed here. And then the last pathway continues towards the kind of the center area here. This leads towards the prison block, and also if you keep going, it takes you to the female ward. So yeah, more of these stone pathways that we've seen. So yeah, it's got benches alongside, lampposts, lots of trees, rocks. So just typical stuff you would kind of basically expect to find in any courtyard. So it does look quite nice. So it's kind of a basically meant more for, I guess, staff and perhaps patients, for patients to get some fresh air, maybe, or it's just completely meant for staff, and the patients have some of the balconies you see in the recreation area, and also the hospital. And of course, the inmates in the prison get the one of the recreation area, the prison yard. So yeah, and then over here, there's really not a whole lot to really see. It's just more trees, and then over here, there's kind of a little slope here, and this is up against the hallway that connects the male ward, the vocational block, and prison block. So because it is, at this point, you have a little bit of a raise here, so the for example, the grounds, the actual grade of the drying grounds, and also recreation area, they're actually higher up than the courtyard. They're on a much higher level, so higher elevation, and so that's why you have this kind of takes into account the actual incline here. So more rocks here. So that's the male ward, and then this is the prison block here. You can see that this area of the prison block, as we've already seen, is raised up quite a bit on this like concrete slab here. And that's because the prison as well is also on a much higher elevation than the male ward and female ward and the rest of the asylum at the forward end. And of course you also have stairs that, to take into account for that as well. So you got the staircase here. You're gonna see a similar one in the recreation area as well. You just got this main staircase, and then you have a landing, and it branches off into two separate staircases that go left or right. So yeah, more rocks, more trees, and then over here towards the back of the admin block on the left-hand side, you have another little kind of closed off area with a chain link fence and a door. And this is just kind of another side entrance. The side entrance we've seen before, it doesn't really go anywhere as we've seen. It's right behind the main staircase and elevator of the administration block. So it's got a little window, it's got this, and it's also covered as well, as you can see. It's just got a wooden beams with a little roof as well. It looks a little bit makeshift, but it gets the job done. So just, again, very basic. It's got a little bench at the end. You can see that it is a little bit lower in the ground, so it's got a little staircase going down into it. So yeah, so got some tiles here, and yeah, again, this area is raised up quite a bit. So again, this is the back of the administration block. We've already seen this before. And so that's basically it for a courtyard. It's just just a standard courtyard. Doesn't really serve much purpose other than that. So yeah, this area of the courtyard is raised, as you can see. So from here to here, this area is now raised. So the courtyard has different levels, as you can see. This is the highest level of the courtyard. And so, yeah, this is now the very back of the administration block. This is the recreation hall and chapel section. So you got the three more side entrances that would, you would expect it to connect to the administration block from the courtyard. And so another chain link fence with a door. And this is just off of the staircase we've seen. And so there's another separate staircase that goes up to the leads you towards the entrance to the prison block. So we've seen this. This is kind of this balcony area that's set out in the front of the prison block. So you could consider this technically to be part of the courtyard. This would be the highest point of the courtyard, if you want to consider this part of the courtyard. So again, it's got these two little separate areas at the end, some benches, lampposts, and so yeah, that leads to the main entrance of the prison block. And so, but if you go through this door instead, this takes you towards the path to the female ward. So this is now the right-hand side of the administration block. And so this area looks a little bit different on this side than what we see on this side, and that's just because this area is raised up. And the courtyard is also not symmetrical either. So back here you do have a little pond with a wooden, just a simple wooden beam bridge crossing it. And of course the pathway, the stone pathway does continue. It's kind of this heart shape, as you can see. A little bit of an incomplete heart shape. So yeah, more rocks, more trees, and you also got these little structures. I'm not really sure what these are. In the game, they serve as hiding spots, so I'm guessing that they're nothing more than that. They really do serve no purpose. So they're just kind of these made out of metal. You can tell since they're very rusted. And so yeah, there's a few of these scattered around this area. And so you got 2 doors here that are part of this chain link fence. This way is much faster if you're looking to go to the female ward. So yeah, and there's both staircase, a little set of steps, because now we're in the lower portion of the courtyard. So now we're on the same elevation as the main area that we've seen. And in this area, there's really not a whole lot that's going on here. Really, the focal point of this area is this gazebo here. So, basically a standard gazebo. It's got a few seats around this little flower bed here, and that's really all there is to it. And there's another kind of flower bed here. So yeah, this is the right-hand side of the administration block. So this you can see from kind of the right wing of the administration block here. So it overlooks this area. So yeah, Miles kind of sees this area when he's walking alongside making his way to the chapel. He overlooks this area. This is that same area that you saw earlier in the courtyard, since you do go through this area when you're making your way to the female ward in the courtyard chapter of the game. And so yeah, you can see the cross as well. That's on top of the chapel roof. And also this area, the elevation actually is on a bit of a downward slope as well. if you've noticed. You can kind of see that here. So it's not completely flat. It does kind of level off here and matches the same level of the grade here that we see in the front of the asylum. And yeah, that's basically it for kind of the main section of the courtyard. And then this leads you to the female ward, and you're going to notice that to reach the female ward, or vice versa, if you're going to the let's say prison block or male ward, there's this little cutaway through the hallway that connects the female ward, the administration block, to the prison block. This is actually how you're going to access it, since kind of blocks everything. But there is this little cutaway here, and you just take another short little flight of steps. Have a little archway here, and this takes you directly to the female ward. And so, yeah, it's all just made out of concrete. It's very basic, just basically serves as a point from getting from point A to point B. And then this is I consider it to still be part of the courtyard, but it's a separate area. And so, yeah, we already kind of went through this area. It's got another fountain, and it's got benches, lampposts, trees. So it just has the female ward on one side, and then this is the recreation area on the other side, with the hallway connecting the prison block to the female ward / recreation area, and the hallway connecting the prison block to the administration block, and hallway connecting the female ward to the administration block. So kind of this little separate area. You can also see that on the side of the hallway connecting the prison to the admin block, you also have another little slope here. And that's why you kind of have these little walls here that are there to take into account that slope. So kind of these angled little walls here. This also continues on to this side. And so you can see a little bit of the sewer as well. So the sewer is right below the courtyard. But of course, the sewer basically runs below basically the entire asylum here. And you can see the little cesspool areas right below of the main area with the fountain. And then this would of course connect to the basement of the male ward. And so with that, I think that's going to be it for the courtyard. So it's really not a whole lot to really say about it past this point. So that really just leaves us the vocational blocks, drawing ground, recreation area, hospital, sewer, and underground lab. So there's still quite a bit left to go. And so I'll see you next in the hospital or the recreation area.